What's up with Star Wars games right now, man? Is it just me, or are things kind of dead? Currently, we know of 5 new Star Wars games in development. 5. So why does it feel like a dead gaming franchise right now? I mean, I know why. There's no news, no active titles, there's no TV shows or movies that are currently relevant, and the most popular game in the franchise was abandoned for Battlefield. Of course it feels dead. But it shouldn't. We should have so many new games in light of all the Star Wars content that's been released in the last few years, not to mention all the projects upcoming in the future. We should currently be riding the high of The Mandalorian show, with a game based on it, or at the very least content based on the show in a game like Battlefront. We should be getting deeper context into the world building of the sequel trilogy, with a game centered on that era. We should have an active online multiplayer game like Battlefront that appeals to the vast majority of Star Wars fans, instead of tiny pocket niches within the fandom. These things should all be happening, but they're not. It just seems like every decision that gets made regarding Star Wars games ends up being the wrong one, and at some point you have to stop and ask, okay, what is going on with Star Wars games? Lucasfilm taking away EA's exclusivity rights was a great first step, but so far there's nothing to show for it. Like I said, there's 5 games currently in development, which is good? Let's look at what's coming. The games that we know of are Ubisoft's open world game, Zynga and Natural Motion's Star Wars Hunters, which is coming for mobile devices and Switch, LEGO Star Wars: The Skywalker Saga by TT Games, Respawn's project, which is most likely Fallen Order 2, and another new mobile title from EA, which is most likely going to be Rise to Power. So out of those 5, we have 2 mobile games, a project that keeps getting delayed, and 2 large-scale projects that we probably will not see for another year or 2 at the very least. Unless you like mobile games or Legos, that really is not a whole lot to get excited for in the immediate future. Yeah, Fallen Order 2 and the open world game are hype, but who knows when we'll even hear the first bit of news about them. Everyone in the Star Wars gaming world wants a new Battlefront game, but there's no news on Battlefront 3 at all. No rumors of a spin-off game, and all the quote-unquote leaks that have sprung up everywhere could just be made up. We really have one giant silver lining right now for Star Wars games, and that's EA Play, which is about 2 months away. There hasn't been a confirmation of anything Star Wars related yet, but we are hoping to hear something about the games, specifically about Respawn's project, and fingers crossed there's something about a possible Battlefront 3 in there. There was a recent Reddit post that apparently leaked the entire schedule for EA Play this year, and if this leak is true, it's not looking good for Star Wars, since Star Wars was not mentioned at all, again making us ask what is going on with Star Wars games. It's just so weird to me that one of the largest film franchises in history, a significant portion of whose fan base are young adults who are into gaming, is not capitalizing on the gaming market like they should be. One game getting released every 2 years is not enough for a franchise like this. Then when they actually do try to capitalize, they miss steps so horribly that they have to redo progression systems, delay content, and fix the mess up just to earn fan goodwill back. Then, once they get that goodwill back and things feel like how they should have been all along, they then cancel the title indefinitely. Obviously, I'm talking about Battlefront here. Then, in its place, they'll release a small niche title that appeals to a very small percentage of fans as a, quote, token of appreciation to the fan base. But as long as there isn't microtransactions, they feel like they did the right thing. Never mind the fact that this new game is overwhelmingly unpopular. But see, no microtransactions. We care about the players, they'll say. Meanwhile, the full-priced $60 to $80 games are riddled with in-game gambles and plenty of content to keep boosting revenue and keep players coming back to buy more. I might sound like I'm being negative about that last point, but that's actually exactly what I want for Star Wars games. It's the fact that that's not happening specifically for Star Wars that is why I'm upset. I'm actually really into the idea of battle passes, or a lot of content that you can buy with microtransactions, as long as it isn't pay to win. If it's cosmetic only, if it makes you look cooler in-game, I'm all for it. And systems like battle passes ensure that that content will always be there. There's always going to be new skins, new weapons, new whatever it is. This is something that Star Wars Squadrons actually does really well. There is a lot of content in that game, and granted it's all cosmetic for your pilot and your ship, but isn't that how it should be? Personally, I believe so, and if Battlefront 2 got a battle pass before the final content drop, I think it would be a lot more popular today. At the end of this month, currently we're in April, it will be the 1-year anniversary since Battlefront 2 lost its content support, and we got the Battle of Scarif update as the final content drop. Since then, the last 12 months have felt extremely slow for Star Wars games. Battlefront 2 has really slipped in popularity, and you see this reflected in the views that streamers are getting on Twitch and YouTube, not to mention the complete lack of videos from creators like myself. We are all burnt out on the game. It's at the point where I'm forcing myself to play just to possibly have content for the channel, and that doesn't feel good to think that way. Squadrons failed in replacing the multiplayer void that Battlefront left, and now this last year has felt like Star Wars games kind of got left on the back burner. Of course, that's no fault of Squadrons. The game itself is fantastic, and Motive did a fantastic job with it. But when you take the lake away from the fish and you try to force him to fly, you can't really be surprised when he doesn't enjoy it all that much. Yes, I just compared Battlefront players to fish. Deal with it. To be real though, I'm just disheartened at the current state of Star Wars games because it's almost as if it's not even in any state at all right now. It's pretty stagnant, and that's the worst part. It would be an entirely different story if we had a popular multiplayer game that is still getting content updates or new cosmetic drops that most players would enjoy, but that simply is not the case. Battlefront 2 was cancelled right when it felt like it was coming back in full force. Then, of course, the big bad beard disease threw curveballs at everybody, including the gaming industry, which is not anybody's fault. That's just an unfortunate reality. I do wonder, though, how much of the lack of Star Wars right now is because of the Rona, and how much is from poor executive decision-making. I have my suspicions, especially seeing as how other gaming franchises are doing just fine. Warzone is insanely popular still, Cold War is popular, and by the way, they both have battle passes. Just saying. I don't want to drag this video out too much longer. I think 7 or 8 minutes is plenty to talk about it. But let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, guys. What do you think is happening with Star Wars games right now, and why do you think we're in such a dead spot? It really makes no sense to me. Mandalorian Season 1 and 2 were insanely popular, and there's no tie-in to it at all. Well, except unless, of course, if you count Fortnite, but I don't think any of us watching this channel are counting Fortnite, are we? Who knows, maybe you like the Mandalorian content in Fortnite. I'm not gonna judge you, but that's gonna be it for this video, guys. Let me know your comments below. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, a thumbs down if you didn't. I look forward to chatting with you guys in the next one, and I will see you then. Peace.